Chaplain, you do make a corner, and you do notice something. You recognize an individual kind of hurriedly going across the street. Looks like has an older woman and a child with them. And they run across the street as your APC is kind of running across the corner. And you see them kind of disappear in what looks to be kind of like an old abandoned building. The individual that you recognize looked like you didn't speak with her when you guys were there, I don't believe. But you remember, like, looking through the camera, the PDT units and the cameras aboard the APC, to know that this was the owner of the bar that you guys went into.
Okay.
And she kind of just runs into that building. Do you do anything, or just continue?
Nope.
All right.
Continue on the way.
Continue.
I have two borderline catatonic psychopaths who just tried to kill each other in the APC with me, so.
Absolutely. So you keep
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So you keep on.
I am a medical professional. I can diagnose you as a psychopath.
You guys continue. You continue dodging some of these piles of rubble. You move in and out of some different streets. And that's when you guys all feel this strange tingle. As those of you that have hairs on the back of your neck can feel those hairs raise. And you guys hear this strange noise. It sounds like and then and this weird vibration, this weird pulse. And all of a sudden, blue static electricity starts to zap all over all the electronics inside your APC. As a massive EMP burst knocks out all the electronics and all the functionality of your APC. Your vehicle just suddenly shuts down. Chaplain.
Not fair.
Chaplain, you actually suffer an attack from this because of your nature. I have to roll 6 base dice against you. I'm just gonna grab a random character sheet here and just do it from there. We'll take hammers. Base dice 6. Look at that. You got lucky. Blue lightning arcs both above and down each alley that you guys can see. Electronics pop and fry. The shooting stops. The explosions stop. And almost out of nowhere, you guys hear this massive slam beside you as one of the UPP drop ships falls out of the sky and slams within like 15 feet onto the ground next to you and falls into several different pieces. You also start to hear slams of other aircraft, big and small, falling from the sky as whatever this EMP burst did disabled the ships within the atmosphere And they're all being pulled down by the gravitational pull of the moon of Aristarchus to the colony. What do you guys do now?
Would we know, does Fort Nebraska have a weapon capable of generating a pulse like this?
You have heard of EMPs. More oftentimes than not, they don't. Fort Nebraska doesn't have one on it. It's not equipped with one. But sometimes large spacefaring vessels might have something like it. Like in other games, it'd be called like kind of an ion cannon or a disruptor cannon, where it kind of just makes your ship shut down, basically, instead of dealing like massive damage. But it seems like something has happened here that is causing everything to just, all electronics, all devices to just shut down. Your PDTs are turned off. Everything electronic that you guys have on you doesn't work. Your motion trackers doesn't work.
The chaplain's going to sort of look toward. What are Iona and Dante's conditions?
They are coming to slowly. I will say in this situation, since you guys have been in the APC for a little bit, I will say everyone can go ahead and reduce another point of stress. Even though you're all really unsure of what is going on outside.
As we've been driving, Zim is like picking his nails and teeth with his concealed knife from his worn leather belt. Trying to reduce another stress.
All right, go for it. You can.
Yeah. Just like, keeping it tight. What the
Chaplain's going to look, because we found a whole bunch of basically AKs that we all picked up.
Yeah.
As Chaplain sort of sitting there looking at everything, sort of trying to wrap his head around, trying to still give Iona and Dante a couple of minutes. Looking at this weapon, do I think this would still work?
Yes.
Okay. So, Chaplin's going to come back to Mason and Zim and Hammer. It's like, it appears that pulse is not all electronics out, given the fact that something just fell out beside us. I'm assuming this is a more far-reaching issue than just our one vehicle. We need to make our way to Fort Nebraska, but it appears we will be doing it on foot.
Damn, it's crazy. I've never encountered something like this in real life. We always trained for this, like off the grid, no comms, no electronics, but damn, this is real world crazy.
Luckily, when we were dealing with those individuals, we did collect these, and you can see Chaplin holds it up, and it's almost looks like the weapon's just like a little awkward in his hands, like he really doesn't know how to hold it. It's like we do have a large number of these. I believe we picked up 5 or 6 of them.
Those things are great. They'll fire through anything. They could be filled with sand. They could be blown up in a nuclear blast. They will still shoot.
You guys would probably also know that your pulse rifles technically would probably still work. It'd just be like any of the like extra electronic like enhancements that you guys would have. Those would be the things that would kind of probably disable. So weapons are still okay. Your functionality of your APC though, it's not going to fire unless you fix it or find some way to get those those computer operations online.
Would it still drive?
It's like blacked out. You can try to fix it.
How far are we from Fort Nebraska?
Not far. Probably I would say 4 blocks, 5 blocks.
Chaplain will take a couple of quick minutes, no more than 3 or 4 minutes, to do a quick check and see how long do I think it would take us to fix this.
Okay. I would say you probably don't even have to make a roll. It would probably be, it kind of be similar to like you getting yourself repaired. So we're talking like a shift, so 6 to 8 hours of work.
Right. Or we can walk 4 blocks, which will probably take us about 20, 30 minutes.
True. Mm-hmm.
Tell you one thing that still works is my combat knife. That thing's not going down. And you see the UPP ship crash next to us? I said we go in there and make them pay. We see who's left.
Chaplin's
You
gonna walk.
see Iona? You see Iona like, but my baby. She's like not working. I can't just like leave her.
Unfortunately, it would take us at least 6 or 8 hours to fix the vehicle, and it is wiser to get back to Fort Nebraska as we were instructed to do. Especially given the situations with you and Dante.
Situation in Dante.
I would slowly
Dante
wake
had
up.
a mental break and attacked you, collapsed. You decided to attempt retaliation and collapsed.
I thought we were buddies.
I would say
Kill each other.
I come to and I hear Iona and I'm like, Iona, keep it down. Oh man. And I just start grabbing my fist and I'm just like, my wrist and everything. I'm like, man. And I pseudo use a banter. Man, it feels like I hit a truck.
Okay. So everybody reduces by 2? All
If
right.
you accept it, I'll allow it.
Yep. Everybody who has stress reduced by 2 for the
Oh,
banter.
what's something witty I could say to banter back to you? I'm not witty in real life. This is hard. You
Iona
feel like you hit
remembered that Chaplin stepped in front of the punch.
maybe, I don't know, she was pretty avid. She was like frozen for a while.
Hammer bumps Zim a little bit with his elbow and it's like, he holds out a little syringe in his hand, hiding it kind of from everybody else. Hey, look, I got one left. You sure?
You know I don't want any of that. You know that I've recently overcome a lifelong nicotine addiction.
I mean, you're just really stressed, man. You want to, I mean, take a little bit off. Take a little bit of the edge off.
You know, sometimes a little bit of stress is good. Sometimes it makes you focus. Sometimes it makes you, keeps you tight, right? Yeah, there's a curve, right? Your stress, your productivity, your focus goes up. So your stress goes up, but then you reach a break. When you burn out, you go crazy, then everything drops off. We just hit that point. We just fell off that curve. I like to keep myself just on the up and up of that curve, just enough,
Hey, I don't know all about all that, but if you ever, it's right here. Just let me know. And he pockets it.
Now, did you get Dante started on that stuff? Her nose was bleeding. That did not look good.
Hey, look, Dante's fine. Dante is fine. I know we had a little bit of a situation there. But I've trusted Dante with my life before. I'm not about to turn my back on that. She's got your back too.
No, I just want to make sure that we're all looking out for ourselves so we can look out for each other.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good.
What happens when you run out of that last one? You're gonna be flipping out, right?
Well, I'm hoping I can find more. We get back to Nebraska, I can make a quick stop in my locker,
Yeah, just radio up somebody, huh?
Oh yeah. Piece of cake. You think I'm the only one that has this? Come on.
I'm well aware of the many avenues available.
I'm sure there's got to be a couple lockers full of this stuff. Fort Nebraska will have it all. We'll be there in no time.
During this time, could Iona look at the card in her hatband and kiss it, like sigh longingly?
Absolutely. Is that your signature item?
Okay.
Yep.
Yes,
Reduce a
of course.
point of stress. Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
All this is going on. Chaplin's going around, pulled out all the AKs, and is basically making sure that everyone has one. So I can't remember because it was a couple weeks ago for me if we all just took one or if we just threw
Oh,
it all
like-
in the truck.
Yeah, I think everybody just they grabbed one if they wanted. I think he threw the rest of them in the truck or the APC. So, I believe you have the stats on your character sheet, right?
Yeah,
So
I do.
if anybody wants the
Oh, I'm ready.
AK-4047, you can add it to your weapons down at the bottom. And I believe it's a
Full auto.
no
It's a
bonus,
0 bonus.
0
2 damage,
bonus, 2 damage, long range, and it's full auto, right?
Yep.
Not armor piercing, right?
Or not that I was told, so
Okay,
I'm
got it,
assuming
yeah.
not.
Would my smart gun work, or is it a dumb gun now?
Good question. I think smart guns rely on. I would say the gun part of it works, but the auto aiming functionality of it won't.
Okay.
So what I'll say is it'll probably take away you'll be firing it with a -2 modification from now on.
Okay.
So it'll
Okay.
basically be taking some of that +3 that it normally gives you because those guns kind of auto aim for you by electronics and computer systems to make it easier for
Okay.
you to attack targets. I'll just say it makes it harder unless you repair it. You can repair these items. It just takes a little bit of time in a Comtech roll.
Okay.
The APC takes a lot of time because it's smaller devices might take a little bit less time to repair.
Right.
EMP doesn't necessarily do damage, does it? It just shuts things down.
Yeah, it just shuts things down. It does say in the rule book though that all electronic items carried by the PCs are knocked out, needing a Comtech roll to fix. Oh, I
Right.
guess I
It's
would
just
say
a knockout.
I would just say it's a knockout. So you guys could do a Comtech roll to reboot these smaller items, and it would work. Let me see if it says anything about the APC though. I would say no. You know what? I would say the same thing about it. I don't see anything saying it would take a shift on here. So I'd say if you wanted to make a Comtech roll on the APC to see if you can boot it back up, Chaplain, I'll allow it.
Yay.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. See if we can
Yeah.
get it back up and running.
And you do.
Yay.
You get the systems back online after taking just a few moments to kind of give it a kind of a hard reboot, and you guys actually get your APC firing back up.
Then Chaplain will come over and sort of get Iona out of her harness, out of her restraint, so she can go back and pilot.
Okay.
And is then going to go back to the comm seat in the truck and start trying to fix my various electronic devices. So the motion, most importantly, the motion tracker.
Oh, you want that motion tracker fixed, huh?
Oh yeah.
Why would you want that? All right, yeah. Anybody who would like to attempt to fix any of their magical items, yeah, D&D. Here we go. Anybody like to? Hey, your electronic items are magical items in this game.
Yeah.
So if anybody would like to repair anything that could have been, basically taken offline by this EMP burst, you can make a Comtech roll to try to repair it. If there's something in particular that you're not really...
What the?
Oh,
Sorry.
no! Make a panic roll for us, Iona.
We have a
Yeah.
motion tracker back.
Yeah.
You drop an item.
Yeah.
Do you have a motion tracker?
No.
No. What does Iona have? Let's see.
No.
What
Here
were
we
you,
go
what were
again.
you trying to repair, Iona?
Smart gun.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say in the process of trying to reboot your smart gun, you accidentally break the functionality of it.
Oh.
So from now on, take your +3 bonus on your smart gun to just a +1.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Instead of dropping an item, you just basically kind of just try to reboot it and you break it.
Okay. Should a Chappy look at this for me? Alright.
And I wish we had time to just give them all our stuff to fix. But I guess Zim will make a comtech roll for the motion tracker.
And for another turn of everybody can go ahead and reduce their stress by another point. And if anybody had any damage, like health damage, you can gain 1 health point back from this extensive amount of time in the APC. Except for Chaplain, because Chaplain, remember, you have to repair yourself.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, you don't heal, you have to repair. Chat
Yeah, there
also
we go,
agrees
Zim.
with you guys that no motion tracker is simply terrifying.
All right, well,
So I
Zim's
get
got
two
his
motion
back up.
trackers.
Yeah.
Zim's got his motion tracker back up?
Yep.
Alright, good.
I would say I unhooked my harness coming to and kind of like rubbed my chest and then just my head, and I just turned the hammer. I go, man, what happened? I was shooting the plasma turret and I just don't remember anything. And I just kind of like look at him and I turn, kind of pull him to the side, and I go, do you have one more?
Listen, Dante, this is the last one I've got, but you know what? Like I said before, I trust you. I'm gonna give this to you.
I'm gonna take him like,
Hey, listen,
Thank you.
what was all that about with Iona? You just
Iona?
kind of snapped.
What are you talking about? I was shooting the turret at the wall, and that's all I remember. And next thing you know, I'm strapped into the seat here with a massive headache.
I
But
would
I didn't
like
drink anything yesterday.
I would like for Zim, Mason, Iona, Chaplain, all make observation rolls very quickly for me. Mason.
Over here working on my motion tracker.
Mason and Chaplain. You can see Hammer is having a conversation over in the corner of the APC with Dante. Dante's nose starts to bleed again.
Just out, Chappie. We gotta get him to Nebraska. Something's wrong.
He does appear to need urgent medical care.
And I'm going to nonchalantly, like, you can clearly see me just take the syringe and just jam it into my arm. And just...
Go ahead and reduce your stress by 1.
I'll just go sort of turn his head and look at Mason. Sergeant Iona, please resume our course to Fort Nebraska.
I'm just going to be talking with Hammer again. I'm like, we just need to get off this planet, this moon. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dante. I've seen enough.
Screw all this. I just want to go home.
Let's get off this rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get off this. Kind of a little bit happier.
Chaplain's going to go into his mega, pull out a little piece of gauze, sort of twist it up, walk back over to Dante. Let's go. Excuse me, you're bleeding again. And attempt to take the little rolled up gauze and stick it in her nostril.
I'm just gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'm just sweating. I'm not bleeding. I'm just gonna go look down and just be like, huh, that's odd. That hasn't happened before. And then just kind of take it and just kind of shove it back up, and then just kind of go back to the seat and just kind of sit down, just blowing it off.
Got it. So you guys roll out with Iona moving towards Fort Nebraska. It's eerily quiet as you kind of pull away. You do notice one thing, though, as you're pulling out. Out of kind of like this mist of combination of smoke and snow being blown about down the street as you're pulling off, where that UPP ship fell, you see the silhouette of an individual walking out of this snowy, smoky mist. Just walking out. You can hear their footsteps on the snow, just like the soundtrack has in it right now. It's perfect.
Walking towards us.
Kind of in the direction where you're driving.
No weapon.
Doesn't appear to be armed.
Just not even going to mention it.
Just keep driving.
Yep,
All right.
I'm going to let Sergeant Iona keep driving.
All right.
Time to get to Fort Nebraska.
Got it. Iona keeps it going. Driving to Fort Nebraska. Now, you guys get to the outskirts of the main gate. And you can see the rail guns still pointed in the direction of the atmosphere, but are non-functioning. You can see around the main wall of the actual fort, at each break point, there is also what looked to be like a smaller kind of heavy artillery gun at each point. And you guys would know that these are like, when ground assault troops are coming, these can be manually operated to fire, or they can be put on like a computer override to where the computer actually like aims and functions and fires these guns. Right now, as you guys are approaching, you can currently see that each one of them has a red blinking light above the gun. But you would know that it's probably, right now, non-functional. Now, you know that when it's on, like, computer-operated mode, it's probably in, like, it would fire on anything or anyone. It would be just in, like, self-defense mode. If anything is coming, it's going to fire. On manual mode, where they're kind of, like, controlling these things, then it would be able to, like, pick and choose its targets and things like that. But right now, it seems to be that these guns are disabled.
No troops at the gate?
You see bodies strewn about. Look like both a combination of Colonial Marines and UPP soldiers. It looks like a big battle has happened here. And it also looks like there is fire coming from Fort Nebraska in different areas of the fort. So Fort Nebraska is taking extensive damage. But you have to get in like the main gate area to kind of do some further investigation and analysis.
Gate open?
The gate is not.
Anyone have any ideas of how we can enter? Normally I would say radio in and request them open the gate, but given the lack of electronics, it seems rather difficult.
Our comm is back up, isn't it? We got this since we reset it. Give a radio a shot.
Try our comms on the APC.
Okay.
See if I can reach Fort Nebraska.
Okay. You start to get on the comms with the APC. Do you have any more stunts to use for this one?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead and make a contact roll for me for this.
Okay.
And another turn has passed. If anybody would like to reduce their stress by one more, you may.
Oh, excellent. Yes!
Mason's like, I will take that! Whoa, look at that, Chaplain. 4 successes.
Well, I do it flashily. And I'll take a +1 to a roll later.
Take a +1 to the roll later.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so you're showing off a bit? Nice. I love it. So you take a +1 later. You're doing it flashy. You still got one more stunt.
No, let's say we'll do it quick too. Half the time it would normally take.
Half the time we'll take. You got it.
Would I be able to banter again?
Yeah, because a new turn has taken place. So yeah, what would you like to banter?
While he asked that, I would say, I would kind of show my RPG and kind of point to the turret and just be like, we can always blow it down, and just kind of a little bit happy.
Hammer kind of laughs and says, "That's the spirit, Dante. That's the spirit." Everybody can reduce their stress by 2 within the APC if you'd like.
One left.
Apple, hearing that while he's working on the comms, is just sort of going to turn his head a little. If there is anyone alive within the entrance of the base, if we blow up the wall, they will probably immediately attack us. Then go back to the radio.
Well, you didn't have to put it that way, Buzzkill. It's kind of turned back towards Hammer.
Yeah. On the comms, they start to crackle a little bit as Chaplain is using the functionality that he has restored to the APC to try to get these comm units back to where we can communicate inside the fort, to figure out how you're going to get inside, figure out how you're going to open the gate. Continuous silence, it's strange, eerie silence for a time that's been so stressful and explosive these last, what seems like, hours. The comms crackle to life. And it's strange. First, it doesn't sound like anything but a weird, like, staticky sound. But then you start to hear what sounds like a female voice. And it's muffled and staticky, but it's like, "Country road, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads." And the static just keeps repeating over and over and over again.
Captain's going to interrupt.
Hey, turn that up.
Excuse me, who is that singing on this frequency? Are you within the base?
Just keeps repeating over and over. No response.
Is that like our base's, like, voicemail?
It's the hold music.
It's
Yeah.
the whole music. That's right.
I was about to ask it. Chaplin's going to sit there and listen to it, like, let her do the verse and then listen to it a second time. Am I able to pick up, is there any difference in this? Or do I think this is a recording that's just looping?
Sounds like a...
Like, you know when somebody's
sounds-
singing, they'll sing the same note, but it'll fluctuate a little?
It sounds like a recording that's just looping.
Is that gate open?
Can't glance over at Dante and turn the volume up a little for him. It appears no aid will be coming from within the base. They have this looping, or rather the only frequency I can locate currently functional has this audio looping. So we'll have to find our own way within the base.
It's
It
at
can
that
take a few moments
moment...
to attempt to repair the cutting torches, but
It's at that moment you guys feel a little bit of a rumble of the APC. Something is getting closer to you. And the minute you guys run to take a look, you can see coming around one of the corners over there on the far side of the alleyway is a tank. A Marine Corps tank headed in your direction. And your comms crackle to life. And you hear the voice of Captain Nunez.
Nice.
Hey, folks! I've been hearing you guys need a path cleared.
Your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Although, you're very slowly just trying not to be noticed by two people in specific, glances back towards Dante and Hammer. Outright destruction of the wall has been warned against, as it could involve return fire from within the base.
Take her down.
Dante hollers from the back. Take her down! Hey,
Fortunately, Dante may have a point. I believe that may be our only way to enter.
Hey, we got the firepower to do it.
Oh, just get on the PA system and give a warning that we're opening the door for ourselves. Let's get this over. Come on, Hammer. If they won't do it, we will.
Oh, Hammer kind of looks at, what's the worst that happened? They start shooting at us? We've been shot at all day long, haven't we?
I haven't suffered from that at all. You're right.
I got a point. We gotta get in there one way or another. You can save our ammo, have the tank do it.
Captain's going to look at Mason. Gunnery Sergeant, please get on the PA system and announce our intent. Captain, when you hear the announcement complete, please remove the front door.
All right. Did you hear that, boys? Get it locked and loaded. We're going to have some fun.
Hammer, let's get out of the APC and look at this so we have front row seats.
You getting out of the APC to watch?
Just
Okay.
to watch.
Yeah,
We just kind of like peek our head out the door and are just kind of watching.
Okay. So, after you guys are peeking your head out the door, this strange mammoth shadow of a ship seems to just lurk just above the point where clouds are continuing to kind of fog it up and make it a little bit ominous above you guys. But you can hear the massive, like, engine of whatever is driving this huge vessel kind of rumble the whole ground as it seems to float slowly over Fort Nebraska and off a little bit farther in the distance, sort of towards where the spaceport is located. But this ship is just huge, but it's the exact shape of it you can't really see because it's just barely within the clouds where you can only see a silhouetted version of whatever this shape of this ship might be. And it stops and hovers above the spaceport area. And all of a sudden, you hear and see a succession of airbursts that explode overhead the spaceport area, turning the skies pitch black as something like rain begins to fall in that section of the colony. You can hear this distant sounds of panicked colonists, Marines, enemy troops alike scramble for cover in the distance. But it's too late. A churning black tar erupts from their retching throats and eyes. A convulsing man tears his face as the woman next to him shrieks at the clouds. The dying climb over each other, twisting in agony. Bodies bubble and ossify into grotesque black caricatures of life. Forsaken souls forever crying out for their absent gods. Those further from the airburst fall to their knees, black veins spiderwebbing across their splintering flesh as they crumble to dust and blow into the distant, snowy, cold breeze. Others writhe into blackened snow, and their skulls pulsing and limbs stretching. You are in hell. And as this aftershock seems to take place, this ominous shape, sound of the engines slowly lifting back up through the atmosphere, sound getting farther and farther away from you. Screams have been hushed. The darkness has come. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Oh no.
Alien RPG, Destroyer
No.
of Worlds.